Do we all live in a Pokemon world? The answer is no. Otherwise, our education system might be dead with the amount of kids skipping school and trying to become Pokemon trainers.
Hey everyone, it is I, the Obsessive Gamer, and even though Pokemon aren't real, I plan to talk about the Pokemon crime organizations in comparison to possible real-life similarities.
The Pokemon series has had a number of real-life comparisons and influences. Some confirmed to be intentional, such as any region of Pokemon including regions of Japan. The crime organizations of Pokemon are also on this list, whether any of them have been confirmed by Game Freak or not.
So let's begin talking about the favorite of the Gen 1ers, Gen 1.
We'll start with Team Rocket, who is easily the most popular of the teams. The team is rather obviously based on the Yakuza, and possibly more based on the Bakuto, who were the forerunners to the Yakuza and were basically gamblers. The evidence comes from how Team Rocket runs their own casino in Celadon City, which for some reason kids are allowed to go in.
And last I checked, you gotta be the age of 18 to gamble in Japan. But what do I know? This is a manga!
Figures it's crime-run, and they even allow kids to gamble. Kids who may not know what to do with their money may dump all their money into a slot machine and lose it all. Regardless, Team Rocket's goal is to make profit, and they do it through stealing Pokemon mainly, and selling them for profit. This again can be seen at the Game Corner shop, where they sell Pokemon. What did you think? You were buying Pokemon never raised honestly? This is yet again a Yakuza-like thing, in which case the Yakuza conduct business through theft and selling. But while the group is based on the Yakuza in Japan, localized, the stereotype of making them the Italian Mafia kicks in. Not too different, except they made the leader's name Giovanni, an Italian name.
I may have to call racism.
To further the comparisons, this is the only organization that has had another branch in another region. Johto in this case is what I'm talking about, and this is where we enter Gen 2. The Mafia and the Yakuza normally spread beyond one region in order to conduct their smuggling and theft more easily, combined with being dressed mostly in black, except for in the anime where Giovanni is for some reason dressed in a very noticeable orange suit, and being involved in a variety of businesses as some Mafias are. The comparison is uncanny.
Well, the obvious one is done. On to Gen 3.
Yeah, I'm talking about Team Magma and Team Aqua. But it's not as simple as Team Rocket. Starting with Team Magma, with their ideology being based on expanding human land, which in exchange can make water Pokemon suffer, this might be a reflection on human industrial ignorance, where a number of corporations destroy habitats, pollute oceans, and might be somewhat responsible for the climate change throughout operations of factory waste, oil spillage, a lot of fumes, and much more. Considering the leader, Maxie, is also dressed more scientific like in the recent remakes, further reflects upon how it was from the advancement in human technology that we reached to this point. Thus, with such results, groups have risen up against this, such as the Radical Animal Liberation Front, which has been branded as a terrorist organization. Team Aqua in this case may reflect such groups. Such groups like to usually use direct action and a variety of other methods against human industrial ignorance, some of which are criminal even. Team Aqua takes it a step further and is even more radical as they wish to expand the ocean, which as a result can make it better for water Pokemon, but hurts humans as it takes away more land from them.
And that's the end of Gen 3, the only one that has two organizations. And now we're on to Gen 4. Gen 4 has Team Galactic, with their goal of simply stealing Pokemon. Alright, pretty straightforward, except they were being lied to.
Team Galactic's goal was more or less only known by its leader Cyrus, who wanted to recreate the universe the way he wanted it to be. Using these people, he had formed a cult to do so. A number of cults in real life have a leader who claims to its members a number of promises, lies, maybe going to outer space, and more. This is the case with Team Galactic, who Cyrus lies to his members by claiming its goal is to steal Pokemon, when in fact he has a different goal. In real life, this is sometimes reflected in how the cult leader may simply be using it as extortion and thus getting a ton of money from its members and feeding them lies.
On to the complexity of Gen 5.
5th Gen was Team Plasma with its leader, the ever popular N, who actually is quite young compared to the other leaders in fact, and really is the only one I've seen half fangirls. His ideology is actually one that isn't too radical like the others too.
And wants them cockfighting, keeping and battling with Pokemon. So in other words, he wants me to free my Pokemon. 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 Free my... Oh wait, this one's bootlegged.
This is where the comparison comes down to the obvious group known as PETA, who has a goal of complete animal liberation like Team Plasma. For PETA it means no meat or dairy, of course, but it also means no aquariums, no circuses, no hunting or fishing, no fur or leather, and no medical research using animals. PETA is even opposed to the using of seeing eye dogs. Sound familiar? That's pretty much N who wants animal rights so badly that he doesn't want Pokemon to be used by any humans at all. In fact, they are so much like PETA. PETA themselves have even commented about how much they like Team Plasma. In the game called Pokemon Black and Blue, which is a game PETA made to try to make Pokemon training look horrible, you can see in the left of the page Pikachu holding a sign saying, "I support Team Plasma." And even at the end of the game, Team Plasma is even given more praise yet again.
Remember when I said Gen 3 is the only time where there's two teams? Well, I lied.
Wait, what? What are you talking about, Obsessive Gamer? I count only Team Plasma. You are half correct. While N has his ideology for Team Plasma, there was another leader known as Geddes, or however you pronounce his name, who was in fact using N's ideology for his own ideology. Team Plasma's leader was strangely enough called a king rather than the leader or boss title. Little did N know, he was just a puppet ruler. Geddes' goal was to be the only person in the world to have Pokemon and thus, as the ruler of the world, to use Pokemon as his army. He is dressed like an emperor even, and considering emperors are totalitarian rulers and just like dictators, he was trying to come to power using lies and deceit. In fact, going to Black and White 2, Team Plasma literally does split into two, like a nation that splits in two. Geddes, like a fallen dictator, still has people who remain working for him and trying to continue his goals, while the opposing nation of ex-Team Plasma members who work with N with the new ideology of taking care of abandoned and abused Pokemon. In this case, N's new Team Plasma is more like an animal shelter now.
On to Gen 6 with the introduction of the Pokemon Third Reich known as Team Flare.
With Gen 6, we got Team Flare. At first, they simply look like an organization that likes to look good. In fact, their saying goes, beautiful and better, and kept off screen is Team Flare wanting to kill everyone who does not follow their standards. What? Consider this. Team Flare's ideology is to have an organization of people who follow what is their standard and kill everyone else who doesn't follow their standard. Now think about how Hitler thought there was a so-called Aryan race, and think about how he wanted to kill a whole group of people who weren't a part of the Aryan race. Now understand that the Kalos region is based on northern France, and I know the Nazis originated in Germany, but the likeliness here stretches to the conquest of northern France by the Third Reich, and thus was a part of Germany as a result. So basically, the game has you in what was considered German land at the time. Then there's a leader, Lysander, or Lysandres, I don't know how you pronounce his name, who in the end is just like Hitler in the fact that he commits suicide, which is also the first on-screen death in Pokemon. Finally, remember the runaway scientist Zerosek? He may resemble some of the runaway Nazis who were being hunted down so they get criminally charged for their actions. Oh, and I'm not sure how intentional this is, but remember the Holocast, which was a product developed by Lysander? Well, add a U between the A and the S and you get...
No, this is way too dark for me. We went from profiting gangsters to freaking Nazis. What's next? A communist group where they force everyone to use level 5 Rattata and dress everyone like youngster Joey while they are hypocrites themselves and go after all of these powerful legendaries, and the biggest plot twist being that the leader itself is freaking Joey himself with a mega top tier Rattata. And that's Pokemon crime organizations being compared to possible real life similarities. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out what to replace Greninja with now because Smogon decided to ban him.
in my local tournaments want to run on Smogon. So I gotta now figure out what to do. Time to go train. EB training, IV hatching, and lots of eggs. Thank you for watching The Obsessive Gamer, guys. Please like and subscribe, and maybe leave a comment below. Maybe we can talk a bit, maybe. As well, go to my Twitter and Facebook as well, and yes, I'm advertising my Twitter as well. I plan to upload more videos very shortly, one scheduled for Valentine's Day, maybe one between there too, I haven't fully decided yet. But regardless, I'm The Obsessive Gamer, thank you for watching.